It depends. Hey everybody, and welcome back to LDC TV, our daily lives. Today I'm going to be joined by Green is the New Black, which is very exciting.
LDC TV, our daily lives. Today I'm going to be joined by Green is the New Black, which is very exciting.
Poor connection already.
We will just let...
Sorry guys, let me just fix my connection. Oh no. Is it good now? Can you see me clearly?
Yeah, that's good now. Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, fab. Sorry about that, guys. We are in the back of our brand new digital store. Very exciting, but it is a little bit difficult with the signal. So yes, in 2 seconds I will be letting in Paula McKellis of Green is the New Black. And we are really excited to be talking about all things sustainability, particularly because today is World Environment Day, which is really exciting. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that. And
sustainability,
let's
particularly because today is World Environment Day, which is really exciting. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that. And let's just welcome Paula.
Hello. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to have you. Great to be talking to you all the way in Paris. Very exciting how digital just transcends the ocean. And really honoured to be talking to Green is the New Black. I think this is going to be a great conversation. So thank you so much for making time. If you don't mind, we just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and Green is the New Black and how that all started.
Yes, of course. So I'm Paula, I'm French, I'm 29, and I started my career in an investment bank because I just started with, I think, what society wanted me to. You know, I was dreaming about big bucks and hopping from one flight to another, wearing suits. And then in the end, I only lasted for a year, and I just had to go out because I was starting to have a depression, a serious depression. And I just reconnected to myself, and I just started to wonder, you know, what could fulfill me, and I discovered social entrepreneurship, the fact that you could combine both growing a profitable business while impacting the world in a nice way. So like a story and to another led me to go to Asia, where I started a second master in social entrepreneurship, and I started my career in a social enterprise where we were helping big corporates to find their bigger purpose through adventures in Southeast Asia. So that's my story. And regarding Green is the New Black, I met with Stephanie, who is my partner. And at the time, Stephanie had already started the Conscious Festival, which are big events that we organize. It was her passion project on the side, and I was dreaming deep inside of changing the narrative around sustainability, of making it cool and sexy, and using the code of pop culture and, you know, the current marketing, because I just thought that at the time sustainability was associated to poverty and, you know, like all doom and gloom stuff, and this is not true. So I wanted to change that. So we just, you know, met, and it was love at first sight, and decided to launch Green is the New Black.
Okay, fantastic. And how long has Green is the New Black been going now?
So it's been going as a festival for 5 years.
Wow.
So 5 years in Singapore, 3 years in Hong Kong, and then as a platform, online media platform, for 3 years now.
Okay, fantastic. So it sounds like you guys do a lot of different things. So you do this festival. Do you want to start by talking us through that? You run an annual sustainable festival, conscious festival, like you said. What exactly does that entail, and when does it take place?
So yes, we've been starting by organizing conscious festivals because we just felt that at the time when we wanted to get some answers around sustainable living and what can we do to be part of the solutions, we would be going to either very activist events, very extreme, or very technical, very boring, to be honest, very corporate.
I've been to a few of those.
So we started the Conscious Festival with this wheel of creating a community which would be welcoming, warm, no judgment, super just open for any questions around environmental and social issues. So that's how we started, and the Conscious Festival has been growing from a few hundred people to now 4,000 people on average, and we were supposed to launch actually this June in London, but instead of that, but it's not done. I mean, we'll be sure to launch something in London for sure, in King's Cross actually. And the purpose of the festival is 2 days of free, just having some conferences, some interactive workshops, and a huge marketplace of brands in fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and food, having a twist of being conscious, so either have an environmental and or social impact.
Okay, fantastic. And so it was due to take place now, June, in London. How are you replicating that digitally, if at all?
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, we were supposed to do a festival, a conscious festival in April in Hong Kong, and the coronavirus hits first Asia, and that was back in January, so we were already aware when Europe, was not even worried about anything. So we had to cancel our festival in Asia, in Hong Kong. And then on the side, we were also working on a festival in London, and we never thought that the coronavirus would be coming to Europe. We actually knew, but then the media, none of the media was talking about it. None of our government, which I think also sucks. But then it happened, so we also had to cancel the one in London, and last minute had to pivot towards a virtual Conscious Festival, which will be happening next weekend, so 12, 13, and 14. And we just try to recreate all of the aspects of the festival with one platform, which is called Hopin, H-O-P-I-N. We did our homework, going through all of the event apps out there. And then Hopin seemed to be the one which would allow us to have a live stage. You could click really easily onto another button to go into the interactive workshop, where you can have a video conference with the workshop facilitators and talk directly. And then you can hop also onto another section, which is the booth, the expo, where you're going to have brands selling their products, and then you can interact directly with the brand's representatives, so either the founders or any representatives of the brands. So it's a pretty cool interactive, and that was this aspect which,
that sounds amazing. It sounds so interactive. Definitely going to be checking that out, and I think hopefully everyone watching as well will check that out. Interesting that it coincides with Fashion Week dates. I don't know if that crossed your mind at all, or if there was any sort of thinking.
I wish I could say yes, but I didn't even know. Yeah.
No, I just was wondering if it was a conscious sort of antidote to Fashion Week or not. But regardless, yeah, we'll pretend that it was. So in addition to the festivals, you also have the platform. What exactly does the platform entail? What can people use it for?
So our media platform is first of all like a magazine where you come and learn about what can you do to have a better impact on the planet. And we've been focusing recently on climate change, just because it's pretty urgent, and also because we just realized that our platform was really appealing to people living in cities, and especially in big cities. So we have a presence in Singapore, Hong Kong, but also Bali, Paris, London. And actually, when you look at climate change, 70% of emissions come from cities. And I think 50% of emissions come from 10% of the richest people on Earth, and they also live in cities. There is a big topic around cities. So if you're really serious about tackling climate change, then you have to do something around cities. So yeah, so our platform is this magazine to teach people in cities how they can have a better impact. And we also have a brand directory of social enterprises from I think 13 different countries, and we have 160 brands in fashion, beauty, lifestyle again, that we help through content creation. So we just push them, promote them, because we love them. And we do that in a conscious way, just because we keep pushing for brands, yes, but at least there are brands which are trying to be part of the new normal.
Okay, brilliant. So, if this is what those are the brands you're supporting, and you're obviously putting out this message, brilliant message on your platform and on social media, etc. What are your core values, and what is sort of the end goal that you hope to achieve with Green is the New Black?
Our core values, and I would guess our bigger vision, is to make conscious living the new norm, and to make it so as nobody would be talking about sustainability per se anymore. It would be everybody would be implementing some regenerative aspects of his or her life all the time. So sustainability wouldn't be a topic per se, it would be something embedded in everything that we do.
Gosh, that'd be great. I say that a lot as well. I say one day I hope that we don't have to say sustainable fashion or ethical fashion. It's just fashion, and everyone's doing it the right way.
Exactly. And one of also the other values would be to have fun with it, to make it so as, it's not a burden, it's not something which is annoying, it's something which is part of us because we just embrace that. And if I do that, then I will just feel happier. Because again, and this is me going a bit like happy and stuff, but I do believe that I think we're all one, we're all breathing the same air, and we're all connected. So the good I'm doing externally will definitely just impact internally. So there is this relationship from internal to external, which is vital.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really interesting way of looking at it. I like that. I wouldn't say that's too hippie, at least not for me. If you are talking about how we all want to live more consciously, particularly in cities, obviously there are some ways that we can have impact. I know a lot of people get quite overwhelmed by sustainability. You start talking about it or living a sustainable lifestyle, and a lot of people start to get, oh gosh, I'm not doing this right, or I don't know how to do this, or I'm just one person, I can't make a change. What do you say to those people, and what would your sort of top 3 to 5 tips be on living a more conscious, sustainable lifestyle?
Yeah, I would say for the people who worry out there, and for the people also who are kind of criticizing others, I would say that they are the beginning of their journey, because I was there. And it can sound a bit arrogant, but when you start to understand everything, you're just so angry and so frustrated because you would have spent 20 or 30 years of your life not doing the right things. So suddenly you just want to shift to an extreme thing where you complain about everything externally, and you just criticize other people. And then the more you do it, the more you understand that there's so many things to do that you will never be able to do everything. So you have to be super compassionate with yourself. And at the end of the day, the right things are also the things that makes you happy. Seriously. If you feel joy growing in your heart, in your brain, while you do the small actions, the small tweaks in your life, it means that you're onto the right path. And there is no, you could read a lot of different guidelines, a lot of different books, watching movies, and of course it's important, and we have to. But at the end of the day, you have to do things also which makes you happy in the moment, while trying to have a better impact. Excellently.
But how do you stop the overwhelm? How do you stop yourself feeling worried about it, or I know you mentioned you weren't feeling so great before you went on this journey. I know my mum has spoken to me about it. I've had days where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too much, I can't do everything. How do you control that in your own personal life?
I think you're breaking up a bit. I didn't quite hear the last bit.
I guess, do you have any sort of tools or strategies on how not to be overwhelmed by sort of the immensity of these issues?
Yeah, I'm going to be really deep here. I think the moment you understand that your stress and anxiety comes from the anxiety of potentially dying, with this relationship with death, which is so prominent out there, because everybody thinks that, it's everyone, media, climate change, consequences of climate change, pandemics, COVID-19 is also linked to climate change in a way because of deforestation and other things. And the moment you understand that this anxiety actually comes from these kind of control freak personality trait that you have of wanting to just pull away death, then I think you just switch to something else and you onto another reality which is way more sane. So yes, it's just like about understanding that you can't be perfect, that we might die, everybody's gonna die, the question is how, and then if you do the best you can, I think it's great.
Sorry, Paula. Sorry.
I think, yeah, we're back.
Sorry about that, guys. I will just add, if anyone who's watching, if you have any questions about any of the things we're talking about, please do write them in the comments and we will answer them. Obviously,
there's my friend Apolline. I'm sure she has a question. Also, Robbie. Hi, Robbie. I'm glad you're here. Guess the line is not working.
Obviously.
The joy of technology.
Love technology. Gosh. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear. Anyway,
can you guys hear me?
I can't hear you. Yeah. I mean, I was talking about the relationship between our anxiety to just do the best we can to fight against environmental and social issues, but also understanding that this anxiety at the end of the day comes from the fact that I think this anxiety of potentially dying in the future, because it's everywhere, just like everywhere in media, and it's tiring, it's worrying, it's stressful.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. I think there is a problem with your audio. Oh.
Okay, guys, really sorry. I'm just going to drop out of the call and we're gonna start it again. Really sorry for the technical difficulties. You dropped out?
I can't hear you. I think there is a problem with your audio.
Hey everybody, let me know if you can hear me now. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Always has to be something wrong with it. It does always seem to be me. So I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation.
Always has to be something wrong with it.
I'll just let Paula jump back in and we can pick up where we are.
I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation.
Have any questions at any point for myself or Paula,
I'll just let Paula jump back in and we can pick up where we are. If you have any questions at any point for myself or Paula, please do ask them.
Sorry
pop them in
again.
the comments and we'll
so Paula should be back in a minute.
Anything.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
No,
I feel like I'm cursed when it comes to technology, but we're back. And I could hear everything you were saying. I think you guys just couldn't hear me. So that's great. And I think everyone else could hear you, which is wonderful. So I was just saying to everyone, if you have any questions at any point, do just ask us. Obviously, Paula is a very interesting lady and has a lot of amazing things to say. So do ask her any questions. One thing that we've been talking a lot about is obviously, which we think is great as supporters of independent brands and independent conscious brands. We are seeing a huge shift in consumer focus during this pandemic to support independence and to shop locally and try and be more sustainable, more conscious, more ethical. What sort of habits are you seeing changing, or do you hope to see come out of this pandemic?
Yeah, there's a lot of changes I'm saying. I think people with this pandemics have understood the fact that one product could have elements and pieces coming from thousands of different places in the world before being worn or being used, which is crazy. So they understood, you know, value chains, which is great. So I think there's this shift which has been triggering a lot of thoughts regarding value chain, especially how to buy more local. And I've been seeing a lot of people, even people who were not really kind of starting their conscious journey before, just jumping onto that route because simply they just got scared that they wouldn't be able to have their food anymore. So I think it's so I think it requires like a big kind of chaos and a big pandemics to just get people start thinking. But aside to that, I'm also saying I think there's some stats which says that in the US and in Europe, there's 70% of millennials who will only buy, who said they would be only buying from ethical brands, which is quite huge, like 70%. Yeah. So it's come from, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of different shifts. I'm seeing a lot of also people who've been spending their quarantine, you know, outside of big cities and who just realized that, you know, working 12 hours a day for not producing a lot of value was not necessarily something fulfilling. So I've been seeing a lot of my friends also questioning their work and their jobs and then wanting to start new projects to, I don't know, build something with their hands and, you know, have their own gardens, you know, so I've been seeing a lot of different behaviors like that, which I think it's great too.
Amazing. And have you seen an increase in engagement with what you guys are talking about? Like, have you seen, you know, a spike in interest in Green is the New Back and the festivals?
Yeah. So the virtual festival, the online one, now we're targeting not only Asia, which is our original base, but also Europe. And we've been just, having a lot of people wanting to be part of the festival. So that's alone is already amazing. And now everybody's talking about sustainability. You want to have sustainability everywhere in your events, in your shopping mall, in your supermarkets. And even though it might be kind of opportunistic, I don't mind. Just use me, because at the end of the day, the more people we will be reaching, the best it will be.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think the more the message get out there and the more people are at least talking about these issues and communicating more, and then we'll start to see a gradual shift. Yes, I think some of it might die down a little bit when people have a little less time. But I think hopefully a lot of people will stay engaged. I mean, if we take this away from like a slightly more higher level and we look at like maybe more detailed changes that people can make, in your opinion, do you have like 3 easy things that like you could do today? So anyone who's watching that is more interested in living a conscious lifestyle, they could do these 3 things today, and they would already be on their way to being more sustainable.
So, I mean, you probably have read that many times. So that's why I'm trying always to step away from, you know, the cliches. And I know you already asked me once and I kind of like had an answer, which was not necessarily satisfying. But okay, if I was to give you something, I would definitely say reduce your meat consumption or become vegetarian or vegan. And I'm not saying everyone should become vegan, vegetarian, but I'm saying at least just try to reduce your meat consumption, because it will send a lot of good messages out there, even within your peers, your network. So as the vegetarian and one dinner wouldn't be the only person, the isolated person that would have to explain why you're vegetarian. It would become, you know, a norm. And I think it's already happening, which is amazing. The second thing I would say is my passion was like to buy clothes. I was like a serious like shopper addict, and I think I was doing it mainly when I was panicking, you know. I was like, my god, I'm stressed, I have to buy something, which was so stupid. So I think if you're a bit like that, then try to understand where do your clothes come from, get closer to communities such as the fashion revolution, which is I think amazing, because they manage to convey messages which are really simple, accessible, and clear to consumers. And try to understand not only the link with a clothes and its environmental impact, but also social impact and also health impact. Because the clothes, which is made out of petrochemicals and things like that, the skin is our biggest organ, and we actually don't know. We don't have any background about its impact on our health. So yeah, get closer to communities such as Fashion Revolution, understand where your clothes come from, and maybe try to buy secondhand. I mean, it's a huge trend anyway. It's been a trend forever in Europe, but in Asia, you would be surprised that it's all new. The secondhand market is super new.
Interesting.
It's so fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
And today is World Environment Day, and you were telling me before we jumped on Instagram that you guys are doing some really cool things.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everyone watching what you guys are up to around World Environment Day?
Yeah, so happy Environmental Day. So we've been approached by this crazy group of individuals which started to create some content online, a bunch of like celebrities and marketing communication experts, and they started this community in France just when the quarantine started, so back in March, and they've had so much engagement that they're now creating these 30 hours around the world tour talking about biodiversity, with 30 hours of broadcast, live streams. So it's Gaia World Tour on Facebook and also on YouTube, and they ask us to put together.
I've seen them. I must have seen it on my feed. Now that you're talking about it more, it sounds really interesting. Really interesting.
And yeah, we're gonna have the lineup is amazing. There's Jane Goodell, there is Hubert Hughes, there is Gunther Pauli, and there is Thomas Lovejoy, who's the godfather of biodiversity, so the first guy who ever created this word. There's going to be people from the Philippines, from Singapore, Hong Kong, we're doing that content, but also from the Pacific, from France, from everywhere in the world, which is Australia. So it's very ambitious, and it was a bunch of volunteers who decided to do that, and in the end, it's becoming this huge 30 hours broadcasting. So
amazing. And that starts tonight.
That starts tonight at 6 p.m. French time. So it will be 5 p.m. UK.
5 p.m. 1.5 hours to go.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, biodiversity is a real hot topic at the moment. I'm seeing it in so many of the newsletters that I subscribe to. I know Common Objective are talking about it a lot. I know Fashion Roundtable are talking about it a lot. It's really interesting to see how this is sort of the next step that we're taking within the fashion industry to become more educated on biodiversity. Whereas I know, in the past we haven't gone that deep into it, but it's great to see it develop.
Definitely, and I would add the word regenerative, which is something that now is like brought up out there as being the new sustainability. Before it all started with philanthropy, so companies were putting aside some money to have a contribution which had nothing to do with their own business, and then it went from philanthropy to CSR, corporate social responsibility, where they were engaging their own employees, and then from CSR to sustainability, where you were trying to have an impact from it, and now it's regenerative, which is all about making sure that not only your business is having a neutral impact, but also a positive impact onto the world, which is beautiful, but we're really far from it. It's a lot of businesses are talking.
Slowly but surely, right? We'll keep making those baby steps to a more positive future. Does anyone have any questions for Paula or myself about anything that we've spoken about today? If you can't think of one now, but you have anything that you want to talk about, please feel free to DM us, and we will reply with any answers. We'll also be sharing LDC pics after the live, so do check those out. Paula, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a real pleasure, really interesting conversation. I now have lots of things that I need to tune into. 5 p.m. UK time, I'll be looking at this biodiversity. Next weekend, obviously, is the Conscious Festival. So if you guys are interested in that, do check it out. And do follow Lone Design Club and Green is the New Black. And continue to sort of be more engaged and talk about living a conscious, sustainable lifestyle. Sandrine, thank you for watching. Very, very, very lovely to have you.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure. Paula, thank you so much. I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Yes, same here. Bye-bye.
Speak to you soon.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
So thanks again everyone for watching. This was our final IG Live of the week, but we will be back next week with daily lives, so be sure to watch them, as well as some brilliant screen styling. We hope you all have a very happy World Environment Day.
Sorry.